This video is kindly brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence. Hi, my name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosery Apparel. It has been quite some time since I sat down in my sewing space to film a video, but yeah, we are now back from Japan and back at home, settling into life here in Australia again, which honestly is very nice. And I've also been reunited with my sewing machine, which means I am ready to start sewing. I have so many things I want to make and I got so much inspiration from Japan, so I'm excited to go through all of my sewing plans today. As you can see, I have a stack of lovely fabrics here, and as per usual, even though these are my spring sewing plans, they're definitely looking more like autumn sewing plans, and I'm just going to have to embrace it by this point. I just love my autumnal shades, and yeah, this pile of fabric is no exception. So yeah, let's get into it and let me go through what I have planned to make for my wardrobe during spring. The first two fabrics I purchased literally just the other day. I went to Spotlight because of course I had to go and see what new fabrics had come in while I was away over the last 6 months. And I picked up these two pieces which just look so nice together. This one here is a beautiful ditzy floral. It's actually a quilter's cotton and I am just completely in love with the different colors in this fabric. It is just like my dream floral, and as soon as I saw it I just had to get some. And I also picked up this seersucker gingham fabric. It's actually quite a nice small gingham print, which is different to what I normally go for, but I am kind of favoring this little smaller gingham. So yeah, I think I want to create something that kind of involves both of these two fabrics together. I was at first thinking of making maybe another quilt because I had so much fun making my first ever quilt last year, and I think it's about time I start a new quilting project. But then I came across these dresses here by the brand Pioneers. I've only just found out about them, but I have fallen completely in love. It's just got like a really quite simple quilter's block on the front bodice of the dress, and then also a little bit of quilting down along the hemline, which just makes for such an interesting dress design, and I think could be a really fun way to implement these two fabrics together. Like maybe make the main body of the dress this gingham and then have this floral just in the like quilting section. I don't know if the gingham might be a little bit too busy for that, so I might end up just getting a plain fabric and then having this in it. But either way, I got 3 meters of each of this fabric, so I'll hopefully be able to have enough to make a dress and then potentially also make a quilt. Next up, I have just a very simple lace tablecloth. I actually picked this up from the op shop the other day. I went op shopping with my mum and I was kind of on the lookout for some lacy type fabrics because I have been really inspired by some really clever designers that have been making just kind of like sheer lace tops. Here is an example here by Jess Meany. Their pieces are just so beautiful, all made I believe from recycled fabrics. And yeah, as you can see, there are quite a few of these lace button-up shirts which I just think look so simple but so beautiful and delicate as well at the same time. And I think for the warmer months it would be nice to have a couple of these kind of lacy shirts just to wear, you know, with a pair of jeans or like tucked into a high-waisted skirt or something. Yeah, I think that's going to be something fun to work on and could make for a really fun thrift flip. Next, I have this beautiful gingham fabric that I actually picked up while I was in Japan. Not only is it beautiful because it's gingham, but it also is this incredible like linen-y texture, but it's not quite just like a simple linen. It's just got such a beautiful quality and feel to the fabric that as soon as I touched it, I just had to have it. From this fabric, I am really excited to have another go at some smocking. So I think it was last year. The years are just going by so quick, but I'm pretty sure it was last year. I made a smocked top. Actually, it is here so I can show you. It's this just like simple shirred top, but I actually did this lovely smocking detail on the sleeve. and I am obsessed. Like, it's just a nice way to add a bit of interest to a garment, but smocking takes a long time, especially if you don't have a smocking pleater. But fingers crossed, I have found a smocking pleater machine on Facebook Marketplace and I'm going to go pick it up tomorrow. I'm not counting my chickens until I've actually got it in my hands, but it's looking like I'm going to be owning a smocking pleater, which is just going to make the whole process of smocking so much more enjoyable. Without a pleating machine, you actually have to like gather up the fabric by hand. It's not something that can be done on the sewing machine, or you can purchase these pleating machines that actually gather up the fabric for you. Or I say gather, it's pleating. So you can just focus on the fun part, which is the smocking. And so yeah, I'm hoping to make from this fabric a really nice smocked dress. Here is a blouse that I'm kind of like getting a bit of inspiration from. I love the cute sleeves. I think I'll be doing that again for this project, but I also want to like implement more smocking into the actual like yoke of the dress and the bodice as well, just to add even more beautiful smocking details to this garment. And then I think I'm just going to keep it like an A-line shape, like make it so it's just a really cute short A-line smock dress. Yeah, I think a smocked cute A-line dress from this fabric is just going to be such a fun project. Before I get in and start talking about the next fabric, let's just take a quick break to talk about the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence and launch your passion project. Whether you'd like to start making and selling your own products, create a beautiful portfolio to showcase your work, write a blog, or simply create any website of any kind, you can design and create your dream website all by yourself with Squarespace. You simply select from their range of beautifully designed templates, and trust me, each template is absolutely beautiful. You're going to have quite a bit of trouble picking just one. And then once you've chosen your template, you can then customize it completely to suit your brand and your brand style. One of my favorite things about Squarespace is just how easy it is to create your dream website all by yourself. You don't have to spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars on a custom website build. You can literally add whatever it is you need to your website with just a few clicks. No background or knowledge needed in coding whatsoever. I'm not that tech savvy at all, but yeah, I managed to make my website in just one afternoon. So if I can do it, anybody can. So if you'd like to create a website of your own, then make sure you head to squarespace.com using the link in the description below this video and take advantage of their free trial so you can test out just how easy it is to use for yourself. And then when you're ready to launch your new website, head to squarespace.com/roseryapparel for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into the sewing plans. Next, I have another Japan fabric purchase, and that is this adorable poppy fabric in the most beautiful bright shade of orange. I am just so in love with it, so I definitely want to make quite a statement garment from this fabric. I don't really know yet exactly what pattern I'm going to use, but the overall vibe of the dress I want to make from this fabric is something a little bit like this dress here. I just love how this is like very much my style. It almost looks like I could make a bit of a pattern hack with my Rosa pattern to make this sort of dress. But what I love about it is the fact that it has these really big puffy like prom dress style sleeves. I just really want to make a big sleeve dress out of this fabric. I've also got this example here as well. Again, like just the big puffy sleeves is totally the vibe I'm going for. I also love how this dress is a midi length though, so yeah, I might end up doing that if I've got enough fabric. And this dress also seems like it's got a few cutout details in the waist, which that could be fun to experiment with as well. Yeah, actually I think this dress here is more the type of thing I'm going to try and make from this fabric, if I've got enough fabric, that is. Hopefully I do. And the last fabric I have to share is this very simple, some might say boring, but it's definitely not boring to me, just a plain rayon. I love rayon fabric. I love working with it. I love the end result when you're using rayon fabric because the garments are just so flowy and easy to wear. They're also breathable, which is nice. So unlike crepe fabrics, they're just a lot more comfortable. But I find it really difficult to find just plain rayon fabric. So once I saw this, I decided to get 5 meters of it because I feel like this is something I could have in my stash and potentially could find multiple different projects for. But what I actually hope maybe to make out of this fabric is this beautiful dress here. This beautiful gingham version of this dress was made by Lorraine from The Socialite, and the pattern itself is called the Ella dress by Serger. I hadn't heard of this pattern designer before until Lorraine shared this make, and as soon as I saw it, I added it to my saved on my Instagram because it is just, it's stunning. Like the sleeves, the tie-up detail, and the super long skirt, all of those different design elements just come together so nicely to create the most dreamy dress. I actually have a wedding coming up in a few months, so I think it could be a really nice dress to make to wear to that wedding. And yeah, I'm just so excited to have a fun like sewing day just making this beautiful dress. I think it's just gonna be a dream. So that is all the fabrics and sewing plans I have, but I do have a quick knitting plan that I want to share with you as well. Out of these 4 balls of yarn, I'm hoping to make like they're called a feather and fan pattern. It's kind of like a striped jumper, but instead of just going straight stripes, it's got like a little bit of a wave to it. Here is an example of kind of what I mean. This one is just a jumper by Princess Highway, but I love how they've just used, you know, just a few colors, and the wavy stripe in those colors just looks so nice. This one here by Steel is another kind of example, I guess. And I do have a pattern that I picked up on eBay. This is actually meant for cotton yarn, but I'm gonna have a go at making it with just wool yarn instead, and hopefully it will turn out. I did share this project before I went to Japan because I was actually going to take it to Japan with me and work on it over there. And I did start the project. Here's a little sample that I knitted while I was in Japan. So this hopefully can give you a bit of an idea of what the finished jumper is going to look like. But I ended up not really doing much knitting in Japan, even though I lugged all of this yarn over there. And that is because I kind of got really obsessed with my cross stitch a day project. So every time I had a bit of spare time to do some crafting, I would just go and work on that instead of knitting, which is totally fine. But now that I'm home and I'm pretty much finished my cross stitch project, I want to get back into knitting, and so I'm really excited to pick up the knitting needles again and get on with this project. I think the end result is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm also really loving this color combo as well. This looks black on the screen, but it's actually like, it's called Hunter Green. It's a really dark green. There's a mustard and a really light pink, and I just think it all looks really nice together. And the last bonus project I have to share with you is actually just a fun little accessory that I want to make, and that is a scrunchie inspired by the brand Good Squish. These scrunchies are like, I guess, statement scrunchies. Basically, while I was in Japan, I have not had a haircut, and my hair is really long for me. Like, I normally just have a little bob. I do have a hair appointment booked, but it's like a month away. So I've decided that while I do have the long hair I have, and to get it out of the way, I will make a few cute hair accessories to, like, you know, make my hair more fun, because at the moment it just doesn't really feel like me. And I had some luck in the trim shops over in Japan, and I picked up this really cute lace trim with some roses on it that I think could make a really beautiful scrunchie just like this one. But yeah, that is everything I have planned to sew over the next few months. I will have a link to all of the different fabrics I've shared that I can find links to down in the description below. And yeah, if you'd like to see these projects come to life, then make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can be notified when the different tutorials and videos come out for all of the projects I have shared in this video. Thank you so much for watching this video until the very end, and I will see you in the next one.